Hello, Deniss. We're really glad to see you here, and we have a very quick question before we start. Which language do you prefer, Russian or English? Because there are people.
Everything will be translated, so.
Yes, they have an interpreter, so you can choose your language. This was already a hard question, right?
It's up to you. I mean, which way it's better for you? I mean, what is the majority?
I think majority is Russian, but.
Sure.
Okay. I think let's do in English. It probably will be easier for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So first of all, we all want to thank you for the great emotions you gave us. We want to say thank you for your great, amazing performances. Thank you very much. Well, it's pretty unusual. I hope you will like it. It's a tea bouquet.
Perfect. That we like.
And we also have books for you.
Oh my, thank you. That's a very nice books, thank you.
And we have also books for you.
Can I have pictures here?
So let's start, and we decided to start with a short game. So basically we'll have to choose between two things.
Okay, short.
So, так, мы начинаем с игры. Выбрать одно из двух. Let's start with the something easy. So, what do you prefer, cooking or skating?
Skating.
So you would choose skating.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
It's more in priority.
Yeah. Денис сказал, что он выбирает катание, потому что это приоритет. Okay, next one, drawing or cooking?
Cooking.
Готовка, потому что это готовка. To be a coach or to be a participant of the ice shows?
Ice shows participant.
То есть из тренерства или участия в шоу, здесь выбирается участие в шоу.
Это веселей пока.
Dennis said it's much funnier for now. Okay, next one, Swiss mountains or Japanese sea?
Well, if they... Actually, I would choose the Japanese sea because there is a mountains nearby.
Денис выбирает Японское море, потому что рядом есть горы. Okay, so...
Honestly, I think I would choose the mountains.
Все-таки горы.
I love mountains a lot because I come from the plains. So for me, they're like more representing strength.
Потому что поскольку Денис из Латвии, которая...
На равнинах. Для меня горы символизируют больше силу, стабильность. И, по сути, для меня они просто более символически сильнее.
Alright, cheese or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Шоколад. Okay, yellow pants or suede jacket? Or yellow pants from your short program or your suede jacket?
Yellow pants.
Желтые штаны. Okay, Ed Sheeran or Britney?
Ed Sheeran or Britney? Depends on the mood, but I guess I would pick probably Britney because I listen more of her songs. But Ed Sheeran, in certain mood, I just love it much more.
То есть зависит от настроения, но все-таки больше Бритни, потому что Денис ее слушает чаще. Но для некоторых настроения подходит Ed Sheeran. Окей, lion or dinosaur?
A lion.
And lion or iguana?
Lion.
Все равно лев. Окей, the Four Seasons or Nocturne?
Nocturne.
Все поняли. Окей, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
«Звездные войны». Шерлок Холмс or Доктор Уотсон? That's an interesting.
Arrogancy of Sherlock, kindness of Watson.
То есть доброта от Уотсона и...
Arrogant. Arrogant.
И как интеллект?
Нет, не
Да,
интеллект,
вот сейчас мы
в общем, короче. Не совсем arrogance, being arrogant is being
arrogant.
not respecting others.
То есть уважение к другим.
Наоборот. Неуважение.
Неуважение. Все-таки неуважение Шерлока.
Это шутка.
Marvel or DC?
None.
Ничего из этого. Tanks or Samurais?
Tanks or samurais?
Yeah.
I guess I will go with samurais.
Здесь выбирают самураи. Batman or Superman?
None.
So the superheroes are not your cup of tea.
My cup of tea is famous generals, famous people that really showed their skills as leaders, as people that really managed to rally others, and someone that really gave a lot to the world. The superheroes, to me, it's just a fantasy created some kind of people with special abilities that do not really, I don't find so much out of them that could be very useful to learn, because they have this sometimes false things, or maybe they're arrogant like Tony Stark, but still I prefer more real things.
То есть Денису больше нравятся реальные люди, которые могут вот реально что-то сделать, которые могут быть примером для других, чем супергерои, потому что супергерои иногда могут быть неуважительными к другим, могут быть с отрицательными чертами, там, как Тони Старк. То есть все-таки реальные люди. Toxic by Britney or Toxic by Lisa Туктамышева?
By Britney.
Britney. Okay, so we have also a second small game. It's called like the alternative universe.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine there is a world without figure skating. There is no figure skating
There's
at
no
all.
figure skating at all. Nothing
Yeah.
associated with figure
Nothing
skating.
at all, no
Nothing.
skates, no ice. Okay, ice is on the outside, but no one is skating.
Okay.
So who would you be in this world?
In this world, I think I would be a dancer. I would be associate anyway with art in some case. Maybe I would be a writer, maybe I would be drawing far more professional, maybe I would be cooking as an art rather than a profession. I would choose something that depends creativity, flexibility, and being very open-minded, and learn it and treat it as a culture and as a movement forward towards making it better.
То есть в мире без фигурного катания Денис бы в первую очередь назвал профессию танцора, но любое направление в искусстве, как рисование или готовка, это тоже бы в первую очередь, то, чем бы он занимался, чтобы нести что-то миру. Okay, next one, the alternative universe where everything is reversed. So imagine you are a figure skater who is already a retired figure skater. You have lots of history behind you, and you decided to become a coach. And everyone who is now a retired skater is a young skater.
I'm not coaching staff.
But who would you like to coach?
Who I would like to coach? No one.
So you would go for ice shows.
I would say that everyone that today skating or before was skating and they developed themselves to the level of the coaching, they all had their flaws, their characters, and usually from my experience, the people that achieved a lot of medals, they have so many flaws that it's I have a huge gratitude towards the coaches that worked with them, because these nowadays coaches, they had such a, how to say, it was not easy at all to control them, to handle their emotions, to handle their swings. It takes a lot from the coach to be able to resist all of that and do not just say, okay, you're free to go. It's very, very complex situation in a lot of cases. And I cannot mention anyone out of nowadays coaches that
Maybe
were
not only coaches like
fantastic skaters.
Not only coaches like someone who was competing before.
There's no one perfect, and in this sport, I believe that it depends a lot to have a strong emotional strength and be able to hold this pressure, and there's always a moment when you will melt down or you will explode, and that's something that coach, I would not be able to handle it if I would have to be a coach right now, and that's the biggest basically issue, that as a coach you have to be strong to resist that, or somehow find a way to redirect it to the right current to be productive on top of those emotions. And I don't believe yet I know how to handle that.
Да, то есть, если бы существовал мир, в котором Денис был бы сейчас взрослым спортсменом, а спортсмены из прошлого были бы молодыми людьми, то Денис, возможно, бы не тренировал никого из них. В первую очередь не тренировал бы Стефана, потому что это два совершенно разных опыта. У людей из того поколения, у них все-таки свой опыт, они совершенно другие спортсмены. То есть, no one. But what would you do in this reality?
I would choose something like being a manager, because I believe so. It's easier to kind of be nearby and be a supportive, but do not have such a heavy role of actually like expectations on the role of shaping is not that heavy. And although you influence a lot, you are still kind of, you're not so much into it. Like, okay, you may be dedicated to it, but you're not so much into it like coach, for example, because the coach needs to be there basically at every moment, rather crisis or rather euphoria. And manager has a little bit more flexibility, so if it's around figure skating, I would rather choose something to direct or organize, although it's super hard and probably I would not be able to sit in the chair or in front of a computer to do all of it today, but I believe so I would be better to doing that than handling someone's emotions, because I can explode very well on my own.
То есть в этом мире Денис бы стал менеджером, потому что то есть он все равно хочет оставаться в этом направлении, ему больше нравится быть рядом и немного в стороне и помогать, чтобы не иметь дела с кем-то напрямую, чтобы не нести этот груз на себе, поскольку, как сказал Денис, он очень легко может взорваться сам. Okay, Okay, next one, let's say, is the alternate universe of Star Wars.
Okay, there is no Star Wars.
No, there is. So this is Star Wars.
Everything is Star Wars.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
which class would you go for?
Which class I would
Yes.
go?
Or who would you?
I was thinking about the story which would be separated from the main story, and my favorite time in this universe is actually the time of the Clone Wars. The time when Anakin Skywalker as a main, for me, character, the main hero, that when he changes and falls to the dark side, I would not really make a transition to such a negative side. I would rather keep him somewhere in balance, because Star Wars to me, it's especially that era of the story is a lot about or completely white or completely black. And to me, that does not exist in any ideology of their harmony and their codes that they wrote. So I would kind of try to bring in more myself to the balance, to the something in between, which is allowing the movement and flexibility between end, right, and left. But in the end, it's center, and it's something that I would even say is very similar to the many cultures, like, for example, the warrior societies in a lot of different cultures, from Japan to Aztecs. It's all is made around this, that you have to be, in a sense, honorable and at the same time completely evil in certain situations. But in general, you keep yourself very disciplined, which is this essential middle spirit of the warrior. So to me, in this story, I would make that, since there is republic that represents or completely ideal ideas and yet total corruption, or there is a separatists that represent going completely rebellious and yet they are more democratic in their decisions and far organized, which is again balance. I would try to bring it all to some new faction that would be led by Anakin Skywalker, but he would be, in a sense, thrown away, outcast by two groups. And since he will be out of this engagement, he will be able to see how it works. He will be able to see that the war creates a lot of problems in the galaxy, and piracy and all of this negative things, that the main job of the societies, of the social groups, is to make the life of people or living beings in galaxy relatively good. Like the job of government, in a sense, is to make you happy, and the war is destroying all of it. So what he would do was actually try to establish some kind of new form of government and new social order, which exactly will try to make rather for the good of the everyone under him than for his own benefit, what you can see in Senate of the Republic, or separatists and their leaders of Count Dooku and others. So to me, Star Wars is a very topic I can talk for hours.
Okay,
So,
but if you would exist in this universe,
yeah,
who would you be? Like as a
Who
person?
I would be?
Yes.
I would be some kind of character that would meet Anakin and help him to redirect the
To choose the
flow, and basically support him and help him, and together create this kind of new social order.
Во вселенной «Звездных войн», о которой Денис будет говорить часами, он бы хотел быть в таймлайне «Войны клонов», когда Анакин Скайуокер, который для Дениса наиболее значимый персонаж, делает свой выбор, скажем так. Чтобы Денис хотел бы там быть, чтобы помочь ему выбрать правильный путь, чтобы не было большого разрыва между черным и белым, чтобы было что-то в центре, как коснулось на разных культурах. Alright. So, and what about Harry Potter? Have you?
Sure, I have my own story also.
So, the sorting hat would choose your destiny, to which house it would sort you to?
So, to me, I think if I would be to choose where to get educated.
No, how do you think the hat would choose the house for you?
Hat, house.
Yeah, unfortunately there's a hat which is choosing the house.
Like Slytherin, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff.
I know.
Unfortunately
But
there you
that's the
can't
thing.
decide.
I have something similar with Slytherin, but yet I would not be in Slytherin. At the same time, I think I have guts and bravery to be in Gryffindor, and yet I'm doubtful to 100% that that's my place. Because I also love a lot science, culture, and education, so to me,
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw would be probably also a suitable position, but yet I cannot read books non-stop. So
let's go
to me it's
Hufflepuff.
again not. And Hufflepuff, as I understand, they're about health and medicine
Not
and
really.
growing
It's
plants.
like not really. It's like home, like a.
But that's the
home
thing. I'm an athlete and I have
Oh, they
like,
have a
kind of
Quidditch team
I'm
as well.
traveling a lot, and I like in my life I have a lot of changes. So for me, this kind of comfortable home based
thing.
lovely nest will not really also work. So since I am associated a little bit of self-development and moving forward, I probably will lack arrogance in Gryffindor, but yet as a lion and as a thing, I would probably put myself in that direction, although it's again very doubtful.
Опять это сложный вопрос, потому что у Дениса есть...
Good luck.
У Дениса есть черты от каждого факультета, но в то же время есть что-то, что ему не подходит. То есть он мог бы быть Слизерине, но все-таки его характер не совсем для Слизерина. В то же время для Гриффиндора он не такой безбашенный, скажем так.
Я достаточно безбашенный. Я достаточно
Гриффиндорское безбашенство это отдельная тема.
Я достаточно безбашен, но все-таки у меня башня не слетает никогда.
Для Равенкло или Коктеврана Денис бы не смог читать столько много книг нон-стоп. А для...
Если в Ютубе сделают кучу видео, то...
А для Хаффлпафа или... Как он второй? Пуффендуй.
Пуффендуй.
Для Пуффендуя у Дениса... Он слишком любит путешествовать, что-то делать, заниматься спортом, то есть ему не нравится быть вот в одном месте, в одном гнездышке.
I love to experiment a lot of things. And that's why basically the passion of art and trying new things and express myself comes from. So.
Да, то есть Денису нравится что-то новое, что-то пробовать, что-то новое. Поэтому все-таки в конце Денис бы поместил себя на месте шляпы в Гриффиндор. Поскольку...
Не, я не шляпой. Я был бы этой магической комнатой, в которой все есть, и в то же самое время она появляется неизвестно когда.
Dennis said he wouldn't be a sorting hat, he would be a room of requirements, which is appearing when you need it, and which has everything you need. Okay, so the last universe, so let's say you're a chief, you're a cook, and you have opportunity to open a restaurant anywhere in the world. So where would you open a restaurant, and what kind of restaurant?
So let's imagine that's my restaurant building. So we have a kitchen. So, and here is the bar. It's kind of a desk. Like here's an entrance. So since here's an entrance, I would make my huge building as a house, or rather like a food house, yeah? So here would be the reception in a sense, and the bar. So here is that part. So now we have two full structures. And I would put on this side a bakery. Or maybe rather here storage, but here is bakery. So there will be an entrance from outside, and here will be, since this is also kitchen, partly here will be just a baking part, where you could get pastries, cakes, or rather like they're really a freshly baked things. With this part, more like a cafe based, where you can have a good coffee, a nice, not alcohol drink, but more like spend a nice, lovely time. And probably here would be a second floor for the terrace or something, which would have this kind of nice entourage. And here comes a food part. So, for the better organization and everything connected with the kitchen, I would put rather that here would be kind of the tables. It would be in a sense isolated, because this side I would keep more for with a nice chimney or something that would have for drinking a very nice alcohol, like just spend a pleasant time with your friends that like alcohol and enjoy like a good cigar and everything kind of in its own grand style. Well, this part would be a kitchen. I cannot for now choose which kitchen it would be, Italian or French. No, maybe skip that one. Anyway, doesn't matter which kitchen it would be, but I would literally choose two main ways, like how I would make it if it would be a one building. So I think since I have a bakery part, so I would probably connect it with something that works with flour. So it's Italian cuisine, where I would make a really place-made pasta and good something with flour, and maybe a nice pizza. So, and like that, it would end up that this part would be basically Italian, but not everything. It would be mostly those specialized part, but I would make it very good. So the main part of whole this restaurant idea is to make something that would be very good with the very good ingredients. And if it would be somewhere, the restaurant will be in Switzerland, I would not probably go for Italian things, because what matters a lot is ingredients, and to get the fantastic ingredients is very hard. It's very complex procedure from logistics. So to get for the pistachio ice cream, the pistachios from Sicily, it's a little bit too far. So we'll have to bring the I will not bring the mandarins from there, or pistachio, whatever. So in Switzerland I would go, maybe since it's more in the people to eat something with a good cheese and a good meat, so I would maybe go for something from the local production of the beautiful landscapes, farms that are high, and basically at some point you think, well, what cows forgot there? and yet I would try to aim to blend a little bit more with the place where it would be, but I really am impressed with some of the, like Jamie Oliver. He has his own, he's British, and he has his many restaurants, and he has tons of different food. Maybe I'm not completely agreeing with his recipes or his way of cooking, but I definitely would really choose the way I would go for each place. And this restaurant would be very much focused exactly on traditional and something unique and special of exactly that kitchen. If I would choose to make for a Swiss place, it would be only local recipes, with maybe having a traditional 100% and my own twists, which I would make probably developed a little bit contemporary version of dish that is in tradition. But I'm not making any decomposé stuff because that is bad. I don't like it. Sorry. Okay, it needs some explanation. So, it's so very often in traveling around the competitions, I have an opportunity to taste certain dishes, especially desserts, which are special and for each country. And very often, like here, there was how many things decomposé? So a lot. When they break out the dish, for example, you have tiramisu, it's a tiramisu. There is no decompression thing. It's a really well-structured, ideally keeping shape thing. And they bring me, not soaked in the coffee, the biscuits, with cream out there. For example, you take a medovik or smetanic, whatever you call it. I need to see my layers. They bring me a crumbled crust around with this cream in the middle, and like, please. And at this point you're thinking, well, ideally the crust should be soaked, right? So how they could soak it without applying cream on top? So to me, just logically thinking, that's not working for me. So that's why I like the idea of twist when you present it nicely or put it in weird shapes or you little bit change. But not when you completely destroy everything and assemble it in the puree. So все продумано. Надо же как-то отвлекаться от фигурного катания.
Бизнес-планы. Да, ну, страна Швейцария все-таки.
Пока что Швейцария, да. Немножко не пока что, а в общем Швейцария мне нравится.
Okay, and now maybe we will ask questions from the audience.
Please.
Okay.
Давай.
Спортсменам иногда дарят очень странные подарки. Вот Жене Медведевой пачку пельменей бросили, Миша Колядин дарит.
Миша меня сам учил, как в чайнике пельмени заваривать.
Или что-нибудь самое запоминающееся.
Самое запоминающееся, в меня игуана влетела. Когда я сидел в Киссенкрае. Вот это было запоминающееся. Не, на самом деле мне очень нравится, что мне иногда выдают реально уникальные подарки, но в то же самое время иногда я не понимаю, в чем смысл получить щетку, которая с батарейкой, которая вроде должна сама работать, и в то же самое время она не крутится, и она не двигается, но батарейка там есть. Да, щетка зубы чистит.
Налет кидали.
Налет мне Потом, что еще такое реально запоминающееся? Мне подарили типа вентилятора, такой на палке. Я такой, окей, это оригинально, но тем нечего.
Okay, so the question was about any strange or memorable presents which were thrown on the ice. As an example, were mentioned dumplings which were thrown to Evgenia Medvedeva or briefs for Mikhail Kolyada. And then he said, so first he mentioned the iguana. It's from 2017 Worlds, the one. Or
I saw this iguana 3 years ago, I think.
yeah. So he
It's
mentioned
still there,
the
actually.
toothbrush, the electronic toothbrush which was not working. It was working, there was a battery, but it wasn't moving.
It was with lights, but it was not move. It could not move anyway.
Yeah, so
It had battery, but it was not moving. Nothing.
And also the last one was the small ventilator on a stick. So there was a stick and a small fan on top.
It's probably fun. But I like practical things that I can use and that can be applied in my regular life.
То есть Денису нравятся более практичные подарки, которые можно использовать в жизни. То есть that's for everyone to remember. Okay, next one.
Денис, ты участвовал летом в съемке Спура. Какие эмоции у тебя оставило это? Какой опыт ты получил? То есть как это все было?
Я забыл подстричься. Поэтому мне наложили больше геля, чем я, наверное, использую 1,5 года. И в итоге я был очень удивлен, потому что коллекция я бы никогда, наверное, не надел. Это в том, в чем меня снимали. Но с другой стороны, когда я это одел, мне очень понравилось, как это выглядело. И моя главная эмоция, наверное, это то, что тогда я как бы не осознал, наверное, еще раз отметил для себя, что надо все-таки быть более открытым ко всему этому и не просто следовать какой-то рутине и заложенному курсу, а все-таки как-то смотреть по сторонам и находить какие-то уникальные, особенные вещи и их как бы использовать, если для них есть применение.
Yeah, so the question was about the spur for the session and how Deniss liked it, what was his emotions, and then he said that the first thing was that he forgot to make a haircut and they put too much hair gel, like the amount he didn't use for a year and a half, you said?
Yeah.
That was too much gel and the collection was quite a bit strange for him,
Obscure.
nothing, something he wouldn't wear on his everyday life, but he liked it and he said it helped him to open a bit more to things which are unusual, which he wouldn't choose before.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Deniss. Thank you, everyone. Now we can have a group photo. Okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's me.
You can stay. Deniss, please. We're sure we won't hug you like that.
Don't worry, be happy.
Please, here. Okay?
Answer to everything. Here,
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Well work. It's all for Europeans. That's true. So,
Well, thank you very much for agreeing to change the meeting at the very last moment.
Thank you very much
point.
for the opportunity to
We had
do it.
initially planned to change our flights and leave a little bit earlier
what we
tomorrow.
kinda did.
So this one could go back to training hard for what comes next. It was just announced that he is going to be in the exhibition tomorrow morning. I think that's a great honor. It also means that we will have a little bit less time to sleep tomorrow morning. But for now, we're going to have dinner. So thank you all very much for this meeting, and I hope we can do this again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. Thank you very much for supporting. I was amazed how many of you came to support me during the practices, and in general, it felt super warm and full of energy from you all during my skating, and seeing that it was a huge majority actually from the most of my friends and comrades. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Your support is very important to me. Thank you.
Всем, да, может угоститься.
Вот это очень плохо.
Это от нашей группы ВКонтакте.
Вот это хороший выбор. Я сейчас...
За ручку.
Ручка тяжелая.
Окей, тогда это хорошо. Спасибо большое. Благодарю.